Central Florida is growing so fast that we're about to go from 4.5 million people to over 6 million by 2030. And if you think that sounds intense, wait until you see what we're building to handle all these new residents. We're talking $50 billion in investments, and I'm not exaggerating. That's the confirmed investment capital flowing into Central Florida right now, and it's about to change everything you think you know about Orlando. We're talking transportation that connects the airport directly to Disney without touching a single road. We're talking a sports team that could put Orlando on the map as a major league city. We're talking highway expansions that will charge your electric vehicle just on contact with the road itself. Not to mention several innovation projects around Orlando that will make us look like something out of Silicon Valley. And the crazy part, this isn't wishful thinking. This is real money, real construction, and real changes that will make you say, is this even the same Orlando anymore? Now look, I know what you're thinking. Every year somebody claims in Orlando is about to change forever, but this time it's different. In this video, we're looking at the most ambitious period of development in Central Florida's modern history. We're talking confirmed projects, signed contracts, and construction cranes already moving dirt. So if you've out there and you've been wondering whether Orlando is still growing, whether there's anything worth paying attention to, whether or not the hype about its growth is real, I want you to buckle up because I did the research and I ranked the top 15 mega projects that are in the works right now that will completely flip this city upside down. My friends, this isn't just a countdown list. We're going to walk through real projects that are redefining Orlando's future. I'm going to show you some amazing visualizations of some insane things on the way in this city. So if that's for you, buckle up and let's kick things off with something that's not just big, it's absolutely magical in the most literal sense possible. All right, so get this, team. Disney World just got approval for the largest expansion in its company's history. And we're not just talking about adding new rides here. This is a $17 billion infrastructure project that will take 10 to 20 years to fulfill. A project that could literally double the size of the most visited vacation resort on the planet. Now, Disney World has 4 theme parks, right? Well, they just got approval potentially to build a 5th major theme park plus 3 additional smaller parks. We're talking about 13,000 additional hotel rooms, bringing their total accommodation to over 53,000 rooms on property. We're talking 2 new water parks, 20% more retail space, and enough capacity to handle over 100 million annual visitors. But here's the part that really gets me excited. This is about economic impact that will literally touch every corner of Central Florida, because this agreement requires 50% of the construction contracts to go to Florida businesses, and they're putting $10 million toward affordable housing projects in the area. Now, the development agreement covers approximately 17,370 acres of land, which is largely the majority of Disney's property that they haven't already fully developed yet. And this ties into Disney's broader $60 billion global investment for all of their theme parks and cruise lines that CEO Bob Iger announced. So this isn't just a Central Florida thing. Disney is betting big on the future of their entire parks division, and Orlando is getting the biggest piece of that investment. Now, the scale of this project already becomes even more impressive when you consider the fact that right now, Disney already employs over 77,000 people in Central Florida, making them the largest single-site employer in the entire U.S. The expansion, we're talking another 50,000 plus jobs over the next 2 decades, clearly fundamentally changing the employment landscape in the entire region. So if you thought Disney World was big before, just wait until you see what $17 billion can do. But get this, while Disney is planning their massive expansion, something equally impressive just opened its doors, and it's already changing the game completely. Team, Epic Universe isn't just another theme park. This is the first major theme park to open in the United States in 25 years, and it's absolutely massive. You've probably heard of it, $7 billion in investment already, 750-acre campus that essentially doubles Universal's Orlando footprint and positions them as a full-week destination, which allows them to compete head-to-head with Disney, and for us in Orlando, we get to keep tourists here even longer. Team, in the first year alone, Epic Universe has generated $2 billion in economic activity and created 17,500 new jobs. And in the short time this theme park has been open, Universal has already reported a 19% climb in their Orlando revenues, pulling in a stunning $2.3 billion over just the 90-day time frame that this park has been opened. But here's the deal, team. Epic Universe is just getting started. They've got more land, they've got more plans, they got more property expansion in the work in the years ahead, and it is going to be something truly special. But look, Epic Universe is just the beginning of what's happening in Central Florida's tourism sector. Because while Universal is drawing crowds with cutting-edge theme park technology, we have another project back to the east that is taking a completely different approach towards entertainment, and it's aimed right here at the locals and lifestyle living. Entering the discussion, Sunbridge Master Plan Community. This is a 27,000-acre master plan community spanning Orange and Osceola counties, and it represents the largest residential development in Central Florida history. We're talking over 29,000 housing units planned. And my friends, this is not a neighborhood. This is basically a new city. Now add in 8.5 million square feet of commercial space, 5,000 hotel rooms, and you've got a development here that's well designed to handle Central Florida's projected booming population growth over the next 5 years. But my friends, here's what makes Sunbridge different from your typical sprawling suburb. This community is designed around sustainability and what they call Naturehood principles. You've got all new homes. They're going to be pre-wired in advance for solar panels and electric vehicle charging. Construction here is using drought-tolerant native landscaping and actually relocating mature live oak trees instead of cutting them down. And the scale of this project is mind-boggling when you really think about it. Now, Sunbridge is being developed by Tavistock Development Company, the same folks behind Lake Nona, so they know how to create a very smart, massive plan community that can actually work. Construction here will run through 2055, which means this community will be growing and evolving for the next 3 decades. So whether you're talking about working at new tech companies, commuting to Disney, or just want access to everything Central Florida has to offer, Sunbridge puts you right in the middle of it all. Now, speaking of putting things in the middle of it all, let's talk about a project that's literally revolutionizing how we think about roads and transportation. All right, this one is straight up futuristic, and it's happening right here in Central Florida. The 516 Expressway isn't just a new road connecting Lake and Orange County. This is the nation's first wireless electric vehicle charging system built into an actual public highway. Imagine you're driving your electric car over this 4-mile expressway and your car is literally charging while you're driving. No stopping, no plugging in, just wireless power transferred from the road to your vehicle. I know, it's something like out of a sci-fi movie, but it's real and it's happening right now. Now, the Central Florida Expressway Authority broke ground in May 2024 with a $650 million investment, and they're expecting completion by early 2027. Now, right now, the wireless charging options only work for a fleet of test vehicles, but the end goal is to make this technology work for all types of electric vehicles. But this isn't just about cool technology. This expressway is going to solve a real transportation problem by connecting Claremont into Winter Garden, which right now has only a few roads linking these rapidly growing areas. And with our coming population explosion, we need infrastructure that can handle the growth while also being sustainable for the future. Hey, it's me interrupting myself. Need to buy or sell? Make one call, problem solved, and put 23 years of experience and nearly 4,000 satisfied home sales to work for you.
Jared Jones is the way to go. Call 706-5000.
Now, while we're talking about connecting counties and handling growth, let's head downtown where something massive is taking shape that'll change Orlando's entertainment landscape forever. What we're talking about is Orlando is about to get its biggest private entertainment investment ever, and it's all happening right next to the Kia Center. The Orlando Magic's Westcourt development is a $500,900,000 square foot mixed-use project that's going to transform how people experience downtown. And here's what's coming: a 260-room hotel, 270 residential units, 200,000 square feet of office space, and a 3,500 capacity entertainment venue that will bring concerts and major events to downtown Orlando. And jobs, we're talking 5,200 construction jobs and 3,400 permanent positions coming when it's all said and done. But what's really exciting is how Westcourt is going to connect everything that's happening downtown. You'll be able to live there, work there, catch a Magic game, see a concert, grab dinner, all within walking distance. It's the kind of urban living that actually makes you want to spend time downtown instead of just driving through it. Now, the 11-story Kimpton Hotel alone will be a game changer for downtown hospitality, and the residential units will be rental apartments targeting young professionals who want to live in the heart of the city. Now, the 3,500 capacity entertainment venue is particularly exciting because Orlando's been missing out on a mid-sized concert venue that's larger than the clubs, but smaller than their arena. Now, this will fill the gap perfectly and positions downtown Orlando to attract tourist acts that might otherwise skip Central Florida. And the timing of this project couldn't be better for downtown Orlando's transformation. The city has been steadily working with developers to navigate the complex permitting process, and they're finally crossing the finish line with most pieces of the puzzle. But as Westcourt positions itself to bring entertainment downtown, another project is connecting downtown to places you never thought possible. Now, friends, this one is a complete game changer for tourism and transportation across the area. The SunRail Sunshine Corridor is planning a rail extension from the Orlando International Airport all the way to Disney Springs, and it would fundamentally change how millions of tourists get around our region. Now, right now, the SunRail handles about 1 million annual passengers. This airport to Disney connection would bump that to over 6 million passengers per year. Think about it. Tourists could fly into Orlando, hop on a train, and get to Disney World without ever having to deal with I-4 traffic, rental cars, or parking fees. Now, this project is estimated to cost between $3.1 and $4.4 billion, and they're currently in a 2-year study phase funded by multiple jurisdictions. But Universal Orlando has already offered to donate 13 acres of land for a station near their new Epic Universe theme park. Now, let's be honest, anyone who tried to drive from the airport to Disney Springs during peak season knows that this rail connection can't come soon enough. Now, while we're talking about connecting major destinations, let's take a look at a project that's opening up entirely new areas for development and growth. Central Florida's growth is pushing further and further out, and the Osceola Parkway extension is about to unlock massive development potential in the fastest growing county in Florida. Now, this 15-mile expressway extension from the 417 to Narcoossee Road is key infrastructure needed to support Osceola County's explosive growth and a plan for 50,000 new houses over the next decade. And it comes at a cost. The full build-out is estimated at $2.1 billion. Osceola County is the fastest growing county in the state of Florida right now. And without transportation improvements, all that growth would create traffic nightmares. I know what you're saying in the comments. Jared, there's already traffic nightmares in Osceola County. It will be worse. The design phase is already underway, and we're expecting the start of this project in 2025 or in 2026. This extension will have a spur connecting the North 417 near the Orlando airport, making it easier for residents to access both the airport and the major job centers in Orange County. So whether you're commuting to downtown Orlando, the theme parks, or the airport, this expressway makes it all the more accessible. Now, speaking of making things more accessible, let's talk about a project that's rebuilding the most important tourism corridor in the entire state. If you've ever driven I-4 through the tourism corridor, you know it's an experience you don't forget, and not always for good reasons. Well, the I-4 Beyond the Ultimate is about to change all that with a $2.5 billion complete reconstruction from Disney Springs all the way to Highway 27 in Polk County. This isn't just resurfacing or adding a new lane here and there. We're talking about a complete reconstruction with express lanes, new interchanges, and modern infrastructure designed to handle millions of annual theme park visitors, plus all the local traffic from Central Florida's growing population. Now, the original plan called for 25 years of construction, but they have accelerated it to a 10-year timeline. So whether you're a tourist trying to get from Disney to Universal or a local trying to commute to work from Davenport, this reconstruction will make everything faster and more efficient. And speaking of efficiency, let's talk about a project that could bring a whole new type of tourism and economic activity to Orlando. Friends, it's not just a dream anymore. The Orlando Dreamers have secured $2 billion for franchise acquisition, plus another $1 billion for stadium construction, and they're making a serious run at bringing America's pastime to Central Florida. And we're talking a 45,000-seat domed stadium near SeaWorld to position Orlando into a true major league sports market. Now, we've got Barry Larkin as their MLB ambassador, and financing is already secured. This will represent Orlando's most serious professional sports expansion effort ever. In economic impact, we're talking $20 to $30 million in impact per game, year-round employment, and the kind of regional identity that comes with major sports leagues. Now, we already have the Magic, we have Orlando City, but baseball would put us in a completely different category of sports markets. Now, the location strategy for the new stadium seems brilliant because it's close to iDrive, Universal Studios, and the airport, making it incredibly convenient for both tourists and locals to go attend games. Our tourism infrastructure gives us a huge advantage because we already handle 75 million visitors to the area annually. So we know how to manage and entertain massive crowds with special events. Now, while the Dreamers are chasing Major League Baseball, another sports venue is getting a massive upgrade that could host some pretty big events of its own. Camping World Stadium is about to get the renovation of a lifetime with a $425 million transformation funded by tourism tax dollars. This isn't just cosmetic updates. They're completely rebuilding the upper bowl with a hurricane-resistant design with increasing capacity to 65,000 seats. But here's what makes the renovation special. They're adding premium amenities, updated safety and accessibility system, and the cool part is a retractable concert stage pocket that'll let them host major concerts and national events. Now, the construction timeline has this being completed by late 2027, which happens to be perfect timing because the Jacksonville Jaguars might need a temporary home while their stadium up north gets renovated. So Orlando could find ourselves potentially hosting NFL games while also positioning for World Cup consideration. Now, the design includes a swooping metallic exoskeleton that's built to withstand hurricanes while also looking absolutely stunning. Central Florida isn't just growing in entertainment and sports. We're also becoming a major player in technology and innovation. Neo City South is proof of that transformation. Osceola County just acquired 323 acres for $17 million to create a second technology park that expands the county's high-tech economic development strategy. Now, the site is strategically located at the Florida's Turnpike Interchange, positioning it as a high-value industrial and technology hub. Combined with the original Neo City campus, we're looking at over $750 million in technology and innovation investment across the region. And the anchor tenant here is impressive. South Korea-based ELSPES is negotiating to establish their global headquarters and U.S. manufacturing facility at Neo City South, representing a $370 million investment. Now, Phase 1 includes a 75,000 square foot facility projected to create 100 jobs by 2026 and 200 more by 2028, with average salaries in the $80,000 range. But Neo City isn't just about one company. The original campus already includes partners like Skywater Technology, the University of Florida Semiconductor Institute, and the U.S. National Science Foundation's Florida Semiconductor Engine, which received up to $160 million in funding to drive growth in the semiconductor industry. And this program is exclusive. There's only 1 of 10 of these nationwide by the NSF's Regional Innovation Engines Initiative. Now, those of you that are curious about all these acres the county just designated, it's all industrial, and they did not put any of it for residential to make sure that it maintained its focus on technology and manufacturing. This is the kind of economic diversification that makes Central Florida's growth sustainable in the long term. But while we're speaking of next generation infrastructure, let's talk about a project that's creating the largest urban park in Central Florida. The fastest growing suburban area in Central Florida is getting the recreational amenities to match. And Horizon West Regional Park is going to be absolutely massive. At 200 acres, this is among Orange County's largest urban parks, and it's anchoring the 28,000 acre master plan community that's already 52% built out. And here's what makes the park special. It's not just recreational space. It's co-located with a 20,000 square foot library, and it's designed to serve over 100,000 projected residents of Horizon West. Now, the $15 million Phase 1 includes outdoor event areas, virtual media labs, and recreational facilities that will make this feel more like a community hub than a traditional park. The park itself will feature 4 distinct zones: active, lake, natural, and passive recreation, each designed for different types of activities. Now, whether you want to hike nature trails, enjoy lake views, let the kids play on the massive playground, or attend community events, this park has space for all of it. Construction started in November 2024, and completion is expected later this year. And it's perfectly timed for Horizon West's continued growth. Now, while Horizon West is building suburban recreational amenities, downtown Orlando is creating a completely different kind of community hub itself. Downtown Orlando's transformation continues with Creative Village Phase 2. This is a $600 million expansion that's adding 1,100 residential units, a 180-room hotel, and up to 200,000 square feet of office space to this 68-acre innovation district. Now, here's what makes Creative Village so important for Orlando's future. Phase 1 has already brought 8,000 students and faculty to the UCF downtown campus, plus 2,500 residents and 1,000 professionals. And Phase 2 is going to double down on that success by creating more mixed-use development anchored by the historic Bob Carr building as a community town square. And the timing on this expansion is perfect. With all the economic growth, population increases happening in the area, downtown Orlando needs the housing and office space to accommodate young professionals, tech workers, and students who want to live the urban lifestyle. Now, construction on Phase 2 runs from 2026 to 2029, and when it's complete, Creative Village will be one of the most successful urban revitalization projects in the Southeast. But while the Creative Village is transforming downtown, the airport that brings millions of visitors to Central Florida is getting a massive upgrade of its own. With over $1 billion in terminal expansions, MCO is preparing to handle 75+ million annual passengers while adding advanced air mobility vertiports for air taxis. Here's what's happening right now. Terminal C expansion is adding 8 new gates this winter, with 24 new gates coming by 2030. Terminal D is in development to handle future growth as well, and they're improving Brightline connectivity to make airport to destination travel even more seamless. But the really exciting part is the advanced air mobility infrastructure. MCO is preparing for air taxis, basically electric helicopters that can transport passengers from the airport to destinations across Central Florida without touching ground traffic. Now, combined with United Airlines' $315 million maintenance complex, these improvements position MCO as a global aviation hub that supports both tourism and business growth. The Terminal C expansion represents a $1.8 billion investment in the South Terminal Complex with the capacity to eventually accommodate 120 gates across Terminal C and the planned Terminal D. When fully complete, the airport will be able to handle 100 million passengers annually, making it one of the largest airport facilities in the world. Now, the Brightline connection is particularly game-changing because it provides high-speed rail service to South Florida with future planned connections to Tampa and potentially other destinations. And all of this creates job security and economic stability that extends beyond just tourism-related employment. Finally, let's talk about the backbone infrastructure that makes all of this growth possible. Now, none of this massive growth could happen without the transportation infrastructure to support it. And the Central Florida Expressway Authority just approved their largest work plan in history, $4.2 billion across 5 counties spent from 2026 to 2030. This is a system-wide capacity expansion with 30 centerline miles of new expressway from the 408, the 417, the 429, and the 528. We're talking 4 new expressway corridors, improved interchanges, and innovative features like solar power integration and wrong-way driver detection. Oh, Lord knows we need that. The total plan includes completion of the 414 extension in Maitland, the aforementioned 516 Lake Orange Expressway near Wellness Way, and the Poinciana Parkway extension. And here's what's awesome about CFX's approach. Every toll dollar collected gets reinvested locally to maintain and expand the expressway system. So the infrastructure improvements are directly funded by the people who use them. And my friends, there you have it. 15 massive projects representing over $15 billion in investment across Central Florida to transform Orlando into something completely different and from what most people hardly expect. And the best part? Most of it is happening in the next 5 years, so you won't have to wait very long to see the results. Did I help you understand the marketplace better here in Orlando? And if I did, make me this promise that when you're ready to buy or sell in Florida, you'll remember this moment and give me the opportunity to earn your business. Even outside of Orlando, I can help you by connecting you with a trusted agent. I honestly do not make these videos for ad revenue. I make them to build a relationship with you before you need me. So please, if I've added value, do me a favor and commit right now to give me a chance when the time is right. And if you haven't done so already, do me a favor, drop down below, smash the thumbs up. It'd mean a lot to me and help the channel. Consider subscribing so you don't miss these regular updates on growth, housing market, and data news across the Orlando market.
Jared Jones is the way to go. Call 706-5000.
If you're in the Central Florida area and you're looking for a great church, I'd love for you to join me at the Grove Bible Chapel. Just visit joinmeatthegrove.com for full details.